Hi, my name is Erin Kerr, and this is my sensory marketing audit. I chose the retailer Indigo. I feel as though I'm their ideal customer because I love to read in my spare time. Indigo is Canada's largest bookstore. They also carry specialty toys, gifts, and lifestyle enhancements. Indigo also offers an amazing loyalty program that encourages people to continue to shop with them. Their loyalty program costs $39 a year, but it gets you 10% off every purchase as well as free shipping when you place an online order. I consider myself their ideal customer as I read all the time. On average, I read 3 books a month. I also enjoy playing board games, and they have a great selection of advanced games. Every time I go into Indigo, I end up buying at least one book. I have spent many hours going through every aisle to select my next read. The atmosphere that Indigo has is a large contributing factor to shopping there and not buying books elsewhere. Indigo has a unique scent when you walk in their store. It smells like coffee and paper, which is a very comforting scent. All Indigo locations that I have been in have a coffee shop inside them to help with the very unique scent they have. The sense of smell has a way of invoking strong emotions in humans. Indigo uses this very well by having coffee shops in their stores. Researchers have found the smell of coffee to be very calming. The mass number of books that Indigo has in their store also helps contribute to the smell of paper. Researchers have found that as books begin to break down, the chemicals that are released by the paper give off a familiar scent of vanilla. These two factors play a very large part in the smell of an Indigo bookstore. These smells bring a sense of comfort, which makes shoppers want to spend more time in the stores. By being in the store longer, you are more likely to purchase something. When going into an Indigo store, it always looks very clean, neat, and they always have very warm colored lighting. When shopping, customers prefer a clean and well-organized store. Having your store well organized makes for an easier shopping experience. I find it easier to find what I'm looking for inside an Indigo as all their books are neat and organized by author's last name, the same as a library. Indigo uses this organization technique that follows a library to help customers find what they're looking for easier, as libraries are all organized the same. Lighting also plays a large part in customer shopping. Customers don't want to shop in stores where the light is too bright, but customers also don't want to shop somewhere that is too dark and they don't know what they're looking at. Indigo does a great job of this in their stores as they have plenty of lighting, but they also have their lighting set to a warm color to bring a calm and relaxing atmosphere to their store. The sound stimuli in an Indigo is normally pretty quiet when I go in. Sometimes it can be a little noisy if there's too many people. When it's a little noisy, it can be a little overwhelming. Indigo normally does a really good job of having their music be light and not overly distracting. Music and sound levels play a very important part while customers shop. When music is slow-paced and not too loud, it creates a very relaxing atmosphere. Usually when shopping at Indigo, their music is slow-paced and quiet. Unfortunately, when many people are in the stores, it tends to be overly noisy with the amount of people. The more people in the store, the louder their store is, and is no longer the relaxing atmosphere I look for when shopping for books. Indigo does a very good job of using texture stimuli to influence how their customers shop. When businesses want their customers to take their time in certain areas of the store and spend more time looking at products, they use rugs or carpets on the floor instead of tile. This texture creates a more comfortable and relaxing environment where customers don't feel rushed. Indigo does a great job of using carpet in their main book aisles to get customers to relax and spend more time looking at books. They also have tiles in their main areas to get customers to move quickly more into the book aisles. Their main walking aisle is tiled, so customers will be moving faster through the store into the main sections where the product is. My first recommendation is for Indigo to help improve their sound stimuli. They could have designated shopping hours for people with sensory issues to be able to shop and not feel overstimulated. They could do it early morning, later in the evening, or designated time on the weekends where it won't be too loud, or they won't have music playing, or they could dim the lights so people with sensory issues do not feel overwhelmed. Another way they could solve the sound stimuli issue is for separating the children's book section more from the adult section. Children can be loud and very disruptive to adults trying to pick out a new book. Having worked in a children's toy store, I know from experience that when children get excited, they tend to get loud. With Indigo having a children's toy and book section in their store, there will always be parents and children in the store shopping for birthday gifts, a new toy, or a new book. Children also get very loud if they do not get their way. They start to cry, scream, or make a massive mess. This can be very disruptive to someone who is just wanting to be in a relaxing and calm environment while they look for a new book. I don't think Indigo should completely remove the children's section, but the section should be more separate from the rest of the store. They could make it into a magical destination to shop for families. They could make it to a more manageable sound level in the store, as well as being inclusive to everyone else. My second recommendation for Indigo would be more to play into the texture stimuli. Indigo could have more items throughout the store that would help bring a more relaxing and comforting atmosphere in the store. In the romance section, they could include small sections with items that have comforting textures, such as slippers, blankets, and fuzzy socks. Items like this would bring more texture stimuli around the store. Individuals that read romance books want to feel comforted and cozy while reading. In other sections, to bring more texture stimuli around the store, such as the fantasy and sci-fi section, they could add small sections of items with smooth or cool textures. These items could be crystals, as they have both smooth and cool textures. They could also see if they could bring in a selection of books that have more smooth covers, as this would be more enticing for people to shop. They could also add benches or seating for people to start reading the new books, as this would be another texture stimuli, more comforting texture stimuli. They could also add more tile throughout the store, like in the children's section, to make families and children move faster through the store, but then keep the people that are going to spend lots of money on books in the store longer by having those areas carpeted. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my sensory marketing audit on Indigo.